아니야. 보통 대학 I've heard of it, have not seen it.
We're going farther down. We walk down.
welcome. Welcome. Please be seated as Reverend Jackie Marquez, Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life, delivers the invocation and land acknowledgement.
Good morning. We gather in peace and joy as a community to celebrate the accomplishments of this graduating class. Let us share together, each in our own way, in a moment of reflection, prayer, and thanksgiving for the class of 2023. We come from many religious, spiritual, and philosophical traditions which speak to us, offering ancient guidance and strength. We are in the presence of our Creator, in the presence of our ancestors, and among friends. Sacred source of all that is good and beautiful and true, we give thanks for the generous support and encouragement of family, friends, staff, faculty, and mentors who have brought each student to this day. We give thanks for knowledge acquired and experience gained. The last 4 years presented unexpected and unimaginable challenges for many of us. You brought us through them all, and for that, we are deeply grateful. We pray that this graduating class make decisions which lead each of them to a life full of meaning and purpose. Bless their doubts and certainties. Bless their families and all who love them, and rejoice with them at their achievements. Holy One, we ask that your gracious and loving presence be among us now as we gather to reflect and rejoice. Amen. We continue our celebration with the reading of our Wellesley College Land Acknowledgement. We acknowledge that Wellesley College is built on ancestral and traditional land of the Massachusetts people. We also recognize that the United States removal, termination, and assimilation policies and practices resulted in the forced settlement of indigenous lands and the attempted erasure of indigenous cultures and languages. We further acknowledge the oppression, injustices, and discrimination that Indigenous people have endured, and that there is much work to be done on the important journey to reconciliation. We commit to strengthen our understanding of the history and contemporary lives of Indigenous peoples and to steward this land. We further recognize the many Indigenous people living here today, including the Massachusetts, Wampanoag, and Nipmuc nations, who have rich ancestral histories in Wellesley and its surrounding communities. Today, their descendants remind us that they are still here, where they maintain a vital and visible presence. We honor and respect the enduring relationship between these peoples and this land, as well as the strength of Indigenous culture and knowledge, the continued existence of tribal sovereignty, and the principle of tribal self-determination.
Thank you, Dean Marquez. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, and our graduating seniors, I welcome you to the college's 145th commencement exercises. Members of the Golden Yellow Class of 2023, we gather on this glorious day. It may not be sunny outside, but there is plenty of golden sunshine here to applaud your many achievements, to honor the lifelong bonds of friendship you have built, and to give each and every one a jubilant send-off into the world. This is your moment. To all of you taking part in this ceremony to celebrate the class of 2023, whether you are here on campus or watching today's ceremony on our live stream, it's a special joy to greet you. Parents, families, friends, and loved ones, and of course, Wellesley staff and our esteemed faculty. I know I share our students' deep gratitude for the countless ways you have supported and inspired them. You have encouraged them to believe in their power to make a difference and to use their time here to become their best selves. The abundant pride you feel, we all share. Students, please join me in a big thank you to all who have helped us make this day possible for you. Parents and families, a special thank you to you for all the sacrifices you've made and for your selfless dedication to preparing them to take this journey with us these past 4 years. You have served as champions and counselors, cheering our students to new heights, but also helping them through challenges big and small, including helping them navigate pervasive social unrest and a once-in-a-generation crisis, a global pandemic none of us could have imagined. Class of 2023, you have earned our admiration for never losing sight of your goals, embracing hard work, and pushing yourselves to excel, both in the classroom and beyond. Every challenge has been an invitation for growth, every hurdle an opportunity to leap to new heights. We have watched with excitement as you have discovered your path. I want to also acknowledge those who could not join in today's ceremony. Among them are 5 members of the Wellesley Ultimate Frisbee team, the Whiptails. The Whiptails are competing in the Nationals this weekend. And a quick shout out to our seniors competing in NCAA Nationals next week. We wish all of our athletes the best of luck. As we celebrate, our thoughts also turn to those we've lost, including those taken too soon by the pandemic and by other natural and man-made disasters around the world. We miss our departed loved ones greatly, but they remain close to our hearts, and in this way, we share this day with them as well. Before I bring our next speakers to the podium, class of 2023, remember that today is the day you join a global community of Wellesley graduates who welcome you with open arms and stand ready to help you make your difference. They, like you, are committed to being a force for good in the world and for creating a future where all people can thrive. Make them part of your story. You will be glad you did, as will they. Finally, take this moment to reflect on the journey you've taken, the person you've become, and the friendships you've made that have brought you to this special day, this new beginning. Never forget, you did it together, and today you celebrate united as one class. Class of 2023, your day is here, and we are so proud of you. So now I am pleased to invite to the stage co-presidents of the class of 2023, Ahalya Ramgopal and Alex Hussey, to introduce our student speaker.
Congratulations, class of 2023. Woo! Whether you joined us in fall of 2019 or found us along the way, we are gathered here today to celebrate all we share in common.
Regardless of your incoming year, the past few years have been unconventional for us all, and hopefully continue to be, just in more positive ways. What unites us, all of us, is the relationships we've built with each other and with those who make Wellesley possible for us all. We are here because of our professors, community directors, and union workers. For us, our years have been made by conversations with Gloria at the Emporium, joking around with joking around with Joe and Lulu, or seeing Cy and Ray in the mornings around Palm.
Yeah. This moment has certainly been marked by many farewells, but we're also here to celebrate the beginning of a new chapter for us all.
Now let's remember how we all began our chapter here. Orientation Week, which was certainly an epitome of uncertainty and unknowns.
The limitless possibilities, exploration, and adventure were necessary to finding your home at Wellesley. During our orientation week in August of 2019, Ahali and I were given a sign. Quite literally. We, alongside our friends of 4 days, bravely decided to embark on a 12-hour journey across Boston. Our souvenir from the trip, a giant orange detour sign.
From noon to midnight, we gallivanted across the city with the detour sign in tow. We rotated shifts every hour, working in pairs to lug this insanely heavy and wide object for a purpose we hadn't quite established yet. Our journey took us through the Seaport and its cosmetic shops, a harrowingly dim-lit Chipotle in the financial district, and finally to our first college party, where we triumphantly parked the sign, our backpacks, and a dozen shopping bags into the coat closet of an MIT frat.
Little did we know that this detour sign was a sign that would come to foreshadow our own time here at Wellesley. For all of us in this room, we embarked our own little detour in March 2020. But what made and continues to make this detour bearable and even mildly worthwhile is the people in this room, tense.
Grief requires community. And while we grieved lost potential futures, lost internship and study abroad opportunities, lost friendships, lost memories, we carried this grief together. We mourned together. Together, we literally, for some, carried the weight of that detour. While we might have all come to Wellesley for various reasons, we stayed for the connections that we made here. And those relationships, made 3 months ago or 3 years ago, have kept us sane and supported through these last zany few years.
That's what we're here to celebrate today. The detours you took that got you here, the people who accompanied you along the way, and all the curves and twists in your journey. We are excited to welcome our 2023 student speaker, Charlize Chen, who will share with us how a penny, gifted at orientation, launched us into this adventure of twists and turns.
Charlize is a political science major and English minor from New Jersey. Her time here at Wellesley has been made special by spending late nights in Cafe Hoop, celebrating Flower Sunday, taking long lake walks, chatting with professors during office hours, and being a part of the mock trial team. After graduation, she will be receiving her master's degree in political science and international relations at the Geneva Graduate Institute in Geneva, Switzerland, with a long-term goal of attending law school. Please give a warm welcome to our 2023 student speaker, Charlize Chen.
Members of the Board of Trustees, President Johnson, distinguished guest Secretary Benson, faculty, staff, families, friends, and fellow members of the Yellow Class of 2023. It is my great honor to be here with you today, celebrating this incredible milestone in our lives. But before we look ahead into the future, I want to look back to when we were officially indoctrinated as Wellesley College students. It was the first day of orientation in the middle of the night. And suddenly, our orientation leaders told us all to walk to Lake Wadden. Once we arrived, each of us was handed a penny. Then, in the darkness, someone suddenly shouted, "Jump into the lake!" That message was amplified dozens of times. It was to our understanding that we would jump into the lake, holding the penny, which we would then release and retrieve. The orientation leaders warned us that all those who didn't find their coin in the water after letting go would never graduate. The dorm chants grew louder and louder, the noise enveloping us. It felt like something out of a fever dream. As we gathered in groups, the only source of light was our cell phones. I could hear the splash of freshmen jumping into the freezing September waters, their bodies smacking the surface. I stood there, hesitant, the penny in my hand. Overwhelmed by the noise, I loosened my grip. I felt the coin slip between my fingers onto the coarse grass, lost to the soil underneath me. From that day on, I never looked at a penny the same way again. And to the creator of that myth that losing your penny means no graduation, I'll have you know that I'm there. Well, almost there. Luckily, a friend handed me my missing penny after orientation. Just kidding, I found a spare in my wallet. I realized that the coin, with its two sides, represents two messages. And I want to leave those, but not the penny, with you here today. Heads. Persist in the face of failure. No matter how carefully we plan, things can and will go wrong. We will experience setbacks, disappointments, and failures. When we fail, our first instinct is often to beat ourselves up and dwell on what we did wrong. But the truth is, failure is one of the best teachers we can have. It shows us where we need to improve, what mistakes we should avoid in the future, and what we are capable of. Learn from your mistakes. Like taking a math class at 7:35 a.m., from which I learned that no matter how many coffees I drink, that will not make it better. So don't be afraid to try again. To jump into that lake that you can't see the bottom of. To take risks. And to keep pursuing your goals even when the going gets tough. Tails. Have empathy for others, even if they may seem very different from you. As soon-to-be graduates of Wellesley College, we have lived through a historic moment. The COVID-19 pandemic upended our lives in ways we could never have imagined. It forced us to confront our vulnerabilities, our inequalities, and our interdependence. But it also showed us the power of resilience, compassion, and innovation. We adapted to remote learning, navigated ever-changing guidelines and restrictions, and sacrificed many of the traditional experiences of college life. Yet, we found new ways to engage with our communities, support one another, and pursue our passions. We showed a deep commitment to making the world a better place, even in the face of immense uncertainty and upheaval. If this experience taught us anything, it was to take the time to listen to different perspectives, to put ourselves in others' shoes, and to seek common ground. Bearing those two messages in mind, I'm often reminded of our pennies on that fateful night, somewhere among all the algae and seaweed, or in my case, stuck somewhere in the weeds. Regardless of who their original owners are, coins are not without their flaws and their surprises. But we know now it's these imperfections, these dents, these scratches, these rust spots, these setbacks, and this adversity that makes us who we are. As we go forth from this place, I want to challenge all of us to use our skills, our knowledge, and our passions to make a positive difference in the world. Take the lessons that we have learned at Wellesley and apply them to the challenges that lie ahead, the endless lakes that we will have to jump into to get through life, and the treasures that we will find along the way. To the Yellow Class of 2023, congratulations. We have worked hard and we have much to be proud of. The world is waiting for us, and I have no doubt that we will rise to the challenge. Are you ready now? 3, 2, 1, jump! Thank you.
Charlize, thank you for that powerful message. You guys didn't jump, though. But thank you. Next, it's a privilege to award the Pinanski Prize for Excellence in Teaching, which is presented each year at Commencement to honor members of our faculty who have demonstrated excellence as educators. As the class of 2023 can attest, and as I can affirm, Wellesley's faculty are immensely dedicated and talented educators, researchers, scholars, artists, and mentors. For our professors, innovating and inspiring in their classrooms is the standard. Our students and graduates alike share with me every chance they can the story of how a Wellesley professor changed their life and helped them achieve breakthroughs. Breakthroughs both academic and personal. So to be singled out for this prize is an especially outstanding achievement. So from all of us gathered here today, on campus and watching around the world, to the Wellesley College faculty, we thank you for your commitment to the education of the class of 2023. According to the rules of the prize, the finalists are selected by a student-faculty committee on the basis of nominations from students, faculty, and staff. I would like to ask each faculty member to stand when their name is called, and then join me on stage while I read excerpts from their citations. Ama Bafra Ababarisi. I'm going to ask you to start making your way to the stage. Adam Matthews, Senior Lecturer in Biological Sciences. And Daniel Zitnik, Lecturer in Arabic Studies. I will now read excerpts from Professor Ababarisi's citation. Through her expertise and her ethic of care, Amma Bafra Ababarisi, Wellesley class of '04, Associate Professor of Economics, challenges her students to grasp complex economic theories while providing a scaffolding of support and inclusion. Students remark that while her teaching is rigorous in its demands, she creates an environment that is fun and welcoming, making a point to incorporate student interests into the curriculum. Professor Ababarisi's influence on her students is profound. She encourages them to be their very best and to push the boundaries of what they think they can do. One student wrote, while making the classroom a space where students feel seen and that it's a stepping stone towards growth. For earning her students' trust, inspiring them to achieve, and personally investing in their success, it is an honor to present Bafra Ababarisi with the Anna and Samuel Pinanski Teaching Prize. I'll now read excerpts from Adam Matthews' citation. For Adam Matthews, Senior Lecturer in Biological Sciences, his goal is the academic success and growth of every student. Said by one former student and echoed by others, he has the remarkable ability to make the complex field of immunology accessible and creates a classroom environment that challenged me to think beyond what I thought I knew. Another student wrote, he increased my confidence as a student and a scientist, but also inspired me to adopt similar teaching techniques in my own work as a biological science tutor. Students also praise his enthusiasm, kindness, and sense of fun, and his famous jar of chocolates, always ready to supply building blocks for experiments and models, and probably snacks too. For making his mission to engage all of his students and ensure they have equal opportunities to succeed, it is an honor to present Adam Matthews with the Anna and Samuel Pinanski Teaching Prize. I will now read excerpts from Daniel Zitnik's citation. Daniel Zitnik, lecturer in Arabic language, has earned his students' heartfelt respect and admiration by bringing Arabic to life in his classroom. Ustath Dan, or Professor Dan, as his students affectionately refer to him, has been called generous, kind, patient, and engaging, enabling him to teach the complexities and nuances of a language many of them are encountering for the first time. With energy and encouragement, he makes learning one of the most challenging and daunting languages for English speakers an approachable feat, said one student. He is committed to innovative instruction and immerses himself in the latest research in second language acquisition, and students find his expertise and creativity have been crucial to their success. For his remarkable ability to bring clarity to the difficult and to inspire a love of learning, it is an honor to present Daniel Zitnick with the Anna and Samuel Pinanski Teaching Prize. So congratulations again to our 2023 Pinanski Prize winners. Thank you. You may take your seats. Next, it is our tradition at commencement to announce the names of faculty being recognized with new appointments to endowed chairs. Today, we recognize 6 faculty members. An appointment to an endowed chair is a significant milestone in the academic life of a professor. It recognizes scholarly distinction and honors service to the college and to one's profession. I will ask these faculty to stand and remain standing so that we can congratulate them. Please hold your applause, if you can, until I've read the names of all of these distinguished faculty members. Tavi Gonzalez, Barbara Morris Capperson, Associate Professor of Humanities. Ama Bafra Ababarisi, Class of 1966, Associate Professor. Wes Waters, Whitehead Associate Professor of Critical Thought. Smitha Radhakrishnan, Marion Butler McLean, Professor of the History of Ideas. Mark Tatel, Aline Loomis Russell, Class of 46, Professor in Neuroscience. Yui Suzuki. Dorothy and Charles Jenkins Jr., Distinguished Chair in Science. Congratulations to each of you. Today, we also honor our faculty who are retiring this year. Their powerful dedication to their students, their colleagues, and to our mission has had a transformative effect across campus. Along with their many decades of service to the college, they have excelled in instruction, research, and creative work, touching the lives of generations of students and adding new knowledge and innovation to their areas of study. Though we will miss them, they will always be part of our community. With that, it is my great honor to recognize these faculty members, all of them inspirational educators, accomplished scholars or artists, and leaders who have distinguished themselves in their respective fields. Retiring faculty, please stand when I read your names, and everyone again, let's hold our applause to the end. Robbie Berg, Professor of Physics, 38 years. Sharon Elkins, Professor of Religion, 47 years. And David Ward, Professor of Italian Studies, 34 years. for your many years of service and for the profound impact you have had on your students and on this community. You have our deepest gratitude. Thank you to each of you. Class of 2023, I now have the distinct privilege of introducing our commencement speaker, Jocelyn Benson, a distinguished member of the great yellow class of 1999 and Michigan's 43rd Secretary of State. Secretary Benson has dedicated her career to championing fair and accessible elections, and at a time when we need it most, she has stood up for the critical importance of voting in sustaining our democracy. In her words, if that one person, one vote promise in our Constitution isn't a reality for everyone, then everything else is in jeopardy. Secretary Benson was raised in Pennsylvania by parents who were special education teachers, who taught her that every person deserves to have a voice. When she arrived at Wellesley in 1995 to study political science, she brought these values with her, along with an already deep engagement in civic life and the complicated issues surrounding it. Following her graduation, she studied at Oxford University on a prestigious Marshall Scholarship, where she examined the ties between hate groups in the US and Great Britain, and then went to work for the Southern Poverty Law Center. She is a graduate of Harvard Law School, where she served as general editor for the Harvard Civil Rights, Civil Liberties Law Review. And in 2014, she was named Dean of Wayne State University Law School at 36, the youngest woman in US history to lead a top 100 law school. She was elected Michigan's Secretary of State in 2018 and re-elected in 2022. Under her leadership, the state saw record-breaking voter turnout, and elections were more secure than at any time in the state's history. During the 2020 elections, Secretary Benson was one of the most vocal election officials in the nation, fiercely defending the accuracy and integrity of her state's results. Following the election, in the face of protests, misinformation, and personal attacks, she was a model of courage. Her work earned her national recognition, including the Presidential Citizens Medal by President Biden and the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award. We are truly honored to have her speak to us today, so please help me welcome Secretary Jocelyn Benson.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, President Johnson. Thank you all. It's really an incredible honor to be here with all of you today, celebrating with your friends, your families, your loved ones, all that you all have achieved at Wellesley. I remember so vividly what it was like to be sitting where you are today, looking out on the lake and thinking about all of the knowns and the unknowns in the path ahead. I remember sharing this day with my parents and my dear Wellesley classmate, Andrea Kovach, who is here today with her daughter, Marin. I still remember the words and advice of my commencement speaker, Lynn Scher, who told us a lot of things. What I remember is that she told us never to use exclamation marks in our emails. So, because she said women couldn't be taken seriously if we use exclamation marks. And I mean, she told us other things too, but for some reason, that's the part I remember. And to this day, I do not use exclamation marks in my emails. Sometimes during like tweets or texts, I use them, but really, I think long and hard before using an exclamation mark in any of my correspondence. So thank you, Lynn Scher, for that advice. But now, as when I sat where you are today, what I also remember is that I had some clarity about what the future held. I knew I was going to law school. I knew I was going to go to Oxford, potentially. I knew I believed in the power of our voice and our vote and in political leadership as a path to seeking a more just and equal America. But I didn't really know what my future held. And some of you may have great clarity about what your next steps entail. Many of you may not. Some of you may feel you know exactly what the future has in store for you, and many of you may not. But here's the truth. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen next. Life is defined by uncertainty and unpredictability. You can't predict the challenges, the great achievements, or the terrible tragedies, the wins or losses life is going to throw your way any more than any of you could have predicted the way in which a global pandemic would have upended your education and lives for much of these last 4 years. Life is going to undeniably continue to throw you curveballs. And here's the other truth. You will always have the power to choose how you respond. Despite all that you cannot control, you all have the power to choose how you respond to life's uncertainties with actions and choices that reflect who you are, who you want to be, and that can ensure collectively we emerge stronger as individuals, as a community, as a country on the other side of the uncertainty. You can choose always to respond to uncertainties with courage instead of fear, with integrity instead of succumbing to the convenience of the moment, with truth over lies, with discomfort over ease, perseverance over retreat, resilience over surrender. When I sat where you are now, 24 years ago, in June of 1999, I was headed to Montgomery, Alabama, where I would begin my career investigating hate groups and hate crimes for the Southern Poverty Law Center. This was an unconventional choice, opting to leave behind the comfort and security of New England and to live instead in an unfamiliar place where I would be doing new and uncertain work, researching violent neo-Nazi and white supremacist organizations throughout the country. I distinctly remember calling my parents from my room in Tower Court, bracing for their inevitable shock and confusion as I told them that I was leaving all I knew to live in a place where I knew nothing and no one. But it was one of the most defining choices of my life. It was living in Alabama where I became acutely aware of the risks borne by those who throughout history worked to expand and protect our democracy. It was there I saw firsthand the multi-generational impact of slavery, inequality, and structural racism. It was there I spent time with people who rose up in the 1950s and 60s to seek a more just and equal world, and where I heard their stories, their sacrifices, and of those and others who were beaten and murdered for participating in a march for voting rights in Selma, Alabama. And it was there in Alabama where I was instilled with a deep sense of responsibility and inspiration to continue the work of those foot soldiers who worked and marched and bled in Selma and everywhere else to ensure that one person, one vote promise in our Constitution was a reality for everyone. So those pivotal experiences formed the foundation of my career, my professional life, as an educator, as an advocate, as an attorney, and now as Michigan's Secretary of State, defending democracy and seeking a world where the promises of our United States Constitution are a reality for every United States citizen. But my path has been far from a straight line. I've missed opportunities, I've lost elections, I've suffered through toxic work environments and navigated unexpected career shifts and job offers. Yet through choices large and small, responding to twists and turns I never could have predicted, I've tried to chart a path and build a career defined by principles I'm proud of: service, courage, honesty, and strength. I came to Wellesley as the daughter of 2 special education teachers who taught me at a young age that everyone must have a seat at the table and equal access to opportunity in our country if our educational system and our economy are going to function and flourish. And I came to believe here at Wellesley that our best chance for equity, for everyone having equal access to education and opportunity in our country, begins and ends with access to the vote. So fast forward 20 years. In 2020, Secretaries of State were in the spotlight, thrust into the spotlight, as we work to protect the will of the people against an unprecedented effort to undo the results of an accurate presidential election. Now, as Michigan's Secretary of State, I spent the year leading up to that election adjusting and adapting to a host of unexpected challenges, from a global pandemic to lies about our elections, to the intentional efforts to confuse and obfuscate the voting process from many people in power, including a then sitting president. Yet when the polls closed on election night in November 2020, I was proud. We had administered a smooth, seamless, secure election in which more Michigan citizens voted on both sides of the aisle than ever before. And by the way, as you might have heard, Michigan also had the highest youth turnout in the nation, something I'm also proud of. But you know, in the days and weeks that followed that November 2020 election, we didn't have time to celebrate. In fact, we weren't able to celebrate at all because while we wanted to rest on our laurels, just as many of you today are going to celebrate and rest on your laurels, we had no idea of what we were going to face next. I mean, we had run a smooth, strong election in the midst of a pandemic. We thought we had overcome it all. Nope. We hadn't, because instead we found ourselves nearly in the minute that those final votes were tallied, battling a fierce, nationally coordinated effort to interfere with the certification of our election results and attempt to submit a false alternate slate of electors to Congress. And we saw all this escalate into the tragedy at our U.S. Capitol on January 6th. And through all of it, and particularly on January 6th, it became abundantly clear that we were up against not just an effort to overturn the results of a legitimate presidential election. We were in a battle over the future of democracy itself. And this was a battle that came to my own front doorstep. Some of you may know about an incident that happened outside my home shortly after the 2020 election. It was close to 9 o'clock on a Saturday night in December, and I was with my family putting the finishing touches on our Christmas tree. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was playing in the background. And suddenly the spirit of the evening broke as dozens of armed individuals descended upon our home. They grew in numbers over the course of an hour, standing there, waking our neighbors, shouting obscenities and graphic threats into bullhorns in the dark of night. And in a scene that would repeat in much greater magnitude and escalate towards violent ends a month later at our United States Capitol, these men and women demanded I come outside and show myself so that they could confront me about the results of the election, results that the votes and the will of the people had made abundantly clear. As things unfolded, I carried my then 4-year-old son upstairs, running bathwater loudly to drown out the noise and the shouts of anger outside our home. I tried to focus on staying calm for a good 40 minutes, knowing that it was only one unarmed security guard on our front porch that stood between us and the growing crowd. Were things going to escalate? Were they going to attempt to enter our home? Would a stray bullet enter or ricochet into our bedroom? Was law enforcement going to arrive anytime soon? And what was going to happen when they did? A lot of uncertainties gripped me in that moment. But then I thought, was this what it meant to serve on the front lines defending democracy? Protecting myself and my family against threats of violence at our doorstep while trying to simultaneously protect the accurate results of a presidential election? And in that moment, surrounded by these questions and fears and uncertainties, I found power to choose how I was going to respond. As those gathered outside my home, threatening us, seeking to instill fear and intimidation and distress, were trying to stop me from doing my job, I knew that my job remained to defend and protect every voice and every vote in our state. And so I chose in that moment to make sure those voices trying to block others' voices would not succeed. I chose to find strength in the truth. Our election was secure, accessible, and the results were accurate. I chose to be confident in my responsibility and my duty under the law to the people of Michigan to ensure that every single vote was counted and every voice was heard. And as I heard the threats and hateful words shouted outside my home and echoing throughout our house, I also chose to see that those threats were aimed not at me, but at something bigger, our democracy. They were threatening Michigan citizens who voted in record numbers in the midst of a pandemic. They were threatening every person throughout history who stood on the front lines to defend the promise of one person, one vote. I chose to think of those who stood on the foot of the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, marching forward in the face of clear threats of violence to guarantee a Voting Rights Act could be enacted for all. And I couldn't control the fact that dozens of angry armed individuals showed outside my home that night, threatening us. But I could control my response, which was to not allow fear or threats to deter me from protecting our elections and defending every vote. And so that's the truth I share with you today. You can all stand undeterred at the foot of the metaphorical Edmund Pettus Bridge today and every day. You can all choose to find courage to keep going in service of who you are and the world you seek to inhabit, no matter what life throws your way. You're not going to be able to control or predict the challenges that you will encounter in the path ahead, but you will always retain your power to choose how you respond. And in that response, you will define your strength and yourselves. So how does this look in practice? How do you respond to life's uncertainties with strength and choices that collectively compound to help you build a life of meaning, purpose, courage, and strength no matter what life throws your way? Well, I'm going to give you 5 quick ways to help you respond to life's unpredictability and uncertainties with clarity and confidence. First, choose always to respond from a place of courage. Conquer hidden demons, overcome anxieties, reject responses that are rooted in fear. Embrace the doubts, along with any risks or potential for failure, instead of being fearful of it. Find opportunity in those doubts. Find strength in those doubts. There are many times in my life where I felt completely alone. The path ahead looked foggy, but I still made a conscious choice in that moment to go forward anyway. It all began with a choice to act from a place of courage and to not allow the fear of the unknown, of failure, of loneliness, to hold me back from a purposeful path that I felt called to follow. Second, in an age where information and misinformation flow interchangeably, choose to ground your response and your work in truth, data, and facts. Be honest and upfront with yourself about your work, your path, your compassion to others, and your contribution to the world. That, in turn, can fuel your ability to be honest with others, enabling you to serve as a trustworthy voice in others' lives as a parent, a friend, a coworker, or leader, and will propel you to act consistently from a place of integrity. Third, while the path of least resistance is also enticing, it is exceedingly narrow. Do not shy away from the response that may take you down the harder, less comfortable path. Choose to be uncomfortable. That choice of discomfort where you set aside pride and ego, even the need for others' approval and acceptance, is a key component to navigating through times of uncertainty and change. I'm sure many of you have found this already throughout your college experience. If you're willing to be uncomfortable and even to make others uncomfortable, that opens you up to make smart and informed decisions without having to worry about how they'll be perceived or look to others. And it frees you to make the choice that is best for you and who you seek to be in life. Fourth, when the choices or actions of others seem confusing or wrong, choose to respond with empathy and grace, because everyone you meet is fighting a great battle that you know nothing about. Seek to understand, to empathize, and possibly even share the feelings of another person that you may not understand to find clarity for your own decision or response in that moment. Choosing to respond with grace and empathy also makes sure that you're getting out of your comfort zone and truly seeing others, to see the suffering or joy on their face and to allow them to see yours. Many aspects of our uncertain and challenging times, the global pandemic, divisive political discourse, modern technology, make feeling empathy and grace towards others harder than ever. We're isolated from each other, meeting virtually, communicating in online spaces that foster outrage and enable mistreatment or disrespect. But you can choose in this moment to buck that trend and instead fight through impulsive responses and instead commit to thinking about the people behind the screen, behind the veil, learning their motivations and struggles, and finding our common humanity and shared connectivity, even in times of discord. And finally, respond to life's uncertainties with perseverance. Choose always to persevere, because you're going to encounter failure in your life, and you need to choose to persevere anyway. Because as you fail, make mistakes, fall short of your goals more often than you achieve them, you'll embrace those obstacles as a necessary part of your journey, welcoming what they teach you and enabling you to keep walking on your path with persistence, grit, and perseverance. Because that's who we are as Wellesley graduates. We're folks that speak the truth, and we're folks that don't give up. And in doing so, if you choose to persevere, you strike a fatal blow to allow the fear and anxiety that could hold you back from a life of great meaning and purpose, and instead enable that perseverance to propel you forward towards sustained success. Applying all these principles, knowing that courage, truth, discomfort, grace, and grit is also what the world needs from all of you. Because as you graduate today, you're not just entering a life, but a world that is full of uncertainty. There are ongoing public health crises. There's climate change, fears over gun violence, economic stratification, the rise of artificial intelligence, and the loss of civility in our public discourse. There's a lot going on. And it's easy to allow fear and uncertainty and doubt to grip you in moments like this as you struggle to cope and adapt and adjust to what in many ways continues to be a wholesale disruption in our lives and in the world. But yet, despite all this uncertainty, you have the power to determine the future not just of your life, but of our democracy, our country, and our world. And that is your charge. So I encourage you to respond to this moment with courage, truth, allow that discomfort in, find grace and empathy to all you encounter, and choose to persevere and keep going in service of who you are, the rights you stand for, the freedoms you fight for, and the democracy you will seek to protect. A democracy where every vote counts and where every voice is heard, where equality thrives and where justice prevails. That's the world that Wellesley trains us to fight for. That's the world I'm fighting for. And that is the world we will all fight for together. And it all begins with your next step. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Benson, for that inspiring message. I think that our founders, Henry and Pauline Durant, would be very proud of Secretary Benson and would urge you to join her in helping to give everyone an equal voice in free and fair elections, one of our most important rights, which helps to secure our power to determine our own lives. In a sermon that Henry Durant delivered during Wellesley College's first year, he brushed aside the idea that Wellesley existed merely to offer a college education for girls. He called higher education for women one of the great world battle cries for freedom, the assertion of absolute equality and preparation for great conflicts, for vast reforms in social life, for noblest usefulness. In other words, he expected Wellesley graduates to be agents of democracy and champions of justice. And today, as Secretary Benson gave you the instructions, we expect the very same thing of you. You are not just prepared to lead in your chosen fields. Through our curriculum of connection, you are prepared to listen, learn, sometimes persuade, across party, race, gender, ability, economic class, and all the other fault lines of the 21st century. You have spent 4 years here living in community with an incredibly diverse group of peers. Because of Wellesley's unique curricular approach to residential life, you've had many opportunities to live the ideal of inclusive excellence, to appreciate the wonder of differences, and to see how people with other experiences and perspectives can expand your own horizons. And as you are just at the very beginning of an amazing journey, especially if you continue to allow people who are unlike you to surprise and inspire you on the road ahead. The world is absolutely desperate for the kind of knowledge you possess. Currently, democracies around the globe are threatened by polarization or the failure of understanding that causes people in one political party to view those in another as the enemy. Polarization invites the use of brute power rather than deliberation to settle disagreements. And it has grown extreme in the United States, where political divides increasingly align with social and cultural divides that make it difficult for neighbors to even comprehend each other. Polarization also encourages a second great threat to democracy, a sense of estrangement from a political process that represents only the extremes, that ignores the collective wisdom and tolerance of most Americans, and that stops us from acting together to address existential threats. Democracies cannot afford widespread passivity and disillusionment. They require active participation from their citizens. So the rising voting rates among young people in the United States are truly a hopeful sign and hugely important in winning better representation. But voting alone won't solve the issue of polarization, especially not in the United States two-party political system, because our elections are a zero-sum game. Someone wins and someone loses. We also need the kind of participation that reveals and builds common ground, the kind of civic engagement that in a polarized world embraces the gray spaces and knits together communities. Graduates, we need you, each in your own way, to help restore something that has gone missing in our public life. Scholars from Robert Putnam on, who published a groundbreaking article in 1995 titled Bowling Alone, have described a decline in civic engagement and social connection in the United States since the 1970s. More recently, another civic group of scholars has described civic deserts throughout the country where there are few opportunities for discussion and problem solving. Volunteering is down and loneliness is epidemic. But this can be turned around. Dr. Hari Han, an expert on political participation who started her academic career at Wellesley, has said, democracy is a muscle. And like any muscle, if it's not exercised routinely, it will atrophy. Graduates, you are well prepared to exercise that muscle, and you can exercise it in whatever life and career you choose, because everything you do to expand equality and improve lives strengthens our democracy and our world. Healthcare, for example, has been called a piece of unfinished business of the civil rights movement. And nowhere more can we see this more clearly than in the terrible outcomes experienced by Black women in childbirth. They die of pregnancy-related complications at 2.6 times the rate of white women, mainly because their doctors ignore their risks or dismiss their concerns. A number of Wellesley alums are actively addressing this disparity through practice, research, and advocacy. They include Dr. Lynn Lightfoot of the class of 1995, who emphasizes that because physicians control the conversation, the onus is on them to create an atmosphere where people can speak honestly and openly. Everyone's voice should be heard equally in our delivery rooms and in our civic life, but some voices are discounted. Whenever you provide the space and time for those voices to be heard, you are sharing power in a world in which it needs to be shared. Our graduates are elevating voices across so many fields and disciplines, whether they're serving in public office or taking their seats at the table in business or law, or working for greater justice in the nonprofit sector. However, to truly make change takes a willingness to listen and to learn, to open your minds to a broader understanding of complex issues. Now, you have had that experience in and outside of the classroom during your time at Wellesley. I think of Professor Smitha Radhakrishnan's course, Thinking Global, where you explored the multifaceted and often charged topic of the human costs of free trade and globalization. Or Professor Nadia Haj's course on Palestinian and Israeli peace, where she used both the classroom and the Wellesley landscape to generate dynamic narratives that opened up dialogue and your ability to wrestle with one of the most divisive, complex topics in the world today. And I also think of Professors Annie Mustafari and Julie Walsh's ethics of technology labs. You were not taught what the right ethical decision is for any situation or digital technology. Instead, you were given the analytical tools to interrogate your own beliefs and those of your future colleagues and employers, learning how to articulate and defend a moral position. Graduates, use what you have learned at Wellesley. Take the time to explore an issue fully so you can move forward with the best reasoned set of ideas. Take the time also to get to know people with a range of views as human beings, as you often did in your classrooms, your residence halls, and on your playing fields. The work of change often begins with finding that common humanity. Understand that reason alone doesn't always motivate action. We sometimes need the evidence of our eyes and our hearts. Very unlikely coalitions can cohere once they see concrete ways to improve lives and to protect people from absolutist policies that deny their humanity. I think, for example, of the sister senators of the South Carolina State Senate. The only women in that body, 3 Republicans, 1 Democrat, and 1 independent. Some of the sisters call themselves pro-life, some pro-choice. But they have all banded together to block legislation that would ban abortion beginning at the beginning or the moment of conception. As Senator Gustafson has said, that allows for nothing in the in-between. There's got to be a gray area. Now, while you may not agree with these senators, being able to find the gray is critical to solving so many problems. A great deal of hope lies in the gray area if we can find our way to it, and I urge you to help us do that. Graduates, you are well prepared to live the Wellesley motto, non ministrare sed ministrare, not to be ministered unto, but to minister. I hope that you will minister to our country and to our world by taking on the obligations of citizenship with energy and imagination, by bringing people together across all lines to change what most needs changing, and by offering a model of leadership that embodies tolerance, courage, and respect for all. I am so proud of the great golden yellow class of 2023, and I cannot wait to see what you accomplish next. Thank you. Now comes the time we've all been waiting for. Provost Shennan will now present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
In the Commencement program, we have listed awards and prizes earned by many of our seniors. Although we will not read these honors as we call names for diplomas, we draw the attention of families and friends to this list and invite you to share our pride in the many achievements of these students.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise?
Madam President, it is the privilege of my office to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of Wellesley College, these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
By the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, vested in the Board of Trustees, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and admit you to all the rights, dignities, and responsibilities of that degree.
I now invite the first group of students to approach the podium. Ilma Amir, Anel Abatoni Kaisire, Isa Sara Abdel Jalil, Lana Abdi, Jessica Lee Abowitz, Michaela Hall Abrams, Gianna Eloise Acosta, Arabella Sophia Adams, Leanna Sapphire Adams, Rania Arafat Afane, Jennifer Ray Armin, Ji Yoon An, Denise Ak, Fatima Ali, Megan Lynette Allen, Alia Mansour Al-Shaya, Samia Aman, Claire Elaine Anderson, Hannah Anderson, Michaela Alexandria Anderson, Natalie Andrade, Emma Mihaela Angel, Sofia Araceli Aceves Angus, Elena Amelia Antezana, Jessica Chikama Anthony, Maya Jada Apia, Anjali Erlika, Noshin Arif, Eliana Lauren Arroyo, Olivia Grace Arthur, Alice Ascoli, Gabriela Arwad, Bilkis Amoyeni Ayeni, Natalie Ayub, Carolyn Ann Bocci, Sophia Tallulah Bailey, Lindsay Grace Baldwin, Audrey Ballerin, Oluwatosin Martha Banjo, Isabella Nina Barandiaran, Ji-Yun Bonds, Cora Natalia Barrett, Kira Connor Bostad, Julia Landa Barton Beagleson, Eunice Beto, Aliyah Beckford, Helena Marie Belzer, Patricia Benitez Lomi, Chloe Marie Benson, Ingrid Betancourt, Samantha Ekaterina Beavers, Arya Shri Banshali, Nishat Hansa Barwani, Claire Hu Bialek, Camila Bianchi, Mackenzie Bickmore, Faudise Bishaza, Christine Blackett, Kayla Ayana Adina Bob, Colleen Taylor Boggs, Tatya Bogvaje, Natalie Elizabeth Bramlett, Sasha Bretska, Alexandra Marie Brooks, Anastasia Brooks, Clara Ridgway Brodson Smith, Allison Nicole Brown, Lois Connor Slater Bull, Auden Sarah May Bunn, Zaria Marche Lynette Bunn, Sophie Isabel Bonnell, Heather Kai, Hannah Kane, Ana Sofia Calderon, Anna Kalimanopoulos, Britt Camp, Wenyin Cao, Faith Carbajal, January Jones Courtney Carter, Sofia Alejandra Castillo Cieza, Anastasia Elaine Castro, Serena Chan, Grace Chong, Smriti Kanjivaram, Catherine Sienna Charles, Kayla Marie Chavez, Amanda Jade Chen, Beatrice Chen, Becky Chen, Charlize Seong Chen, Rena Chen, Etta Chen, Yijia Chen, Ellen Yilei Chen, Enya Chi, Maria Chichable, Alexandra Laura Chin, Laura Rebecca Chin, Haley Hunmin Cho, Yoonhyung Lydia Choi, Christy Chong, Andrea Chua Mong Ray, Ella Hei Yun Chung, Anne Clifford, Zipporah Cohen, Carissa Lauren Coleman, Ria Ardisha Contractor, Hannah Mary Cook, Paula Anaí Cortez, Bethany Costello, Andrea Michelle Covey, Ashton Craycraft, Courtney Hollis Culver, Martha Claire Dameron, Lan Doe, Isabella Isla Davis, Maya Davis, Corinne Justine Day, Paige Marie Villarreal Dean, Sophia London de Cubelis, Grace Den, Neeraja Deshpande, Marta Diaz Salgado, Geneva Nicole Demon, Hai Ling Ding, Angel Ding, Spencer Dockel, Hunter Andrew Dodrell, Jordan Brianne Dombrowski, Lily Marguerite Duff, Mariela Duran. Alex Jordan Edwards. Ayano Lydia Eguchi. Adachukwu Claire Eke. Zoe Isabel Elise. Erin Elizabeth L. Bogan. Maggie Irwin. Mirka Estrada. Katarina Quinn Etal. Madeline Rose Evans.
Marissa Elizabeth Fongstock. Jiran Fong. Gabriela Faria. Greta Terhune Feldman. Dana Feng. Ana Magali Fernandez. Daniela Maria Finlay. Sophia Annabella Fioretti. Mackenzie Ray Fishback. Rose Marie Vinoya Flores. Michelle Fontaine DeLucio. Emily May Forden. Lily Forrester. Caroline McMahon Francois. Chloe Glenn Francis. Amanda Antonia Frazier. Marin Fry. Jaqueline T. Gallison. Regina Gallardo. Taylor Garcia. Timotea de la Luz Garcia Mendez. Keller Schnauk Gardner. Sarah Marie Gaynor. Eden Gedengoni. Abigail Elizabeth George. Hazar Gaith. Olivia Marie Giandria. Alexia Jingwei Giglioli. Anik Rivière Gilles. Tashali Goel. Haley Goodbrow. Hannah Hart Gordon. Naomi Gordon. Karishma Neva Gottfried. Natalie Grant. Haley Grape. Savannah Gray. Salome Celeste Green. Eleanor Nori Greer. Lanaya Marissa Griffith. Erica Grace Guo. Catherine Guo. Dunla Youngche Genoob. Wilson Whittington Hames. Haley Marie Hames. Kylie Irva Hall. Annika Lynn Hallstrom. Mary Marjorie Hamilton. Raina Han. Natalie Saushi Beatrice Harris. Danica Heaney. Anna Hadinger. Anna Elise Heinz. Cece Henderson. Marcela Hernandez Rodriguez. Rain Uju Seru Higa. Rosie Hill. Adeline Nellie Ruth Hips. Taylor Nicole Hearn. Audrey Ming-An Hirsch. Kristen Shi-Ting Han. Ingrid Renee Su. Xiao Ren Xu. Nicole Schwan. Shen Yu Hu. Emily Huang. Nahama Kayla Cuba. Elizabeth Hudson. Eliza Huffner. Maeve Elizabeth Hulsman Wells. Trinette Hunter. Alexandra Noel Hussey. Julie Wanyang Huang. Samantha Huang. Aline Irafasha. Avni Iyer. Natalie Mia Jamavan. Rong Ji. Anne Jiang. Ruth Shamar Jolibois. Charnel Renice Jones. Hannah Jordanides. Juliana Andrea Juarbe Toledo. Esther Jung. Tiffany Jimin Jung. Yewan Michelle Jung. Yasmin Kaiser. Shloka S. Kamat. Prakriti Kandal. Jillian Sachi Kanashiro. Kalyani Kansal. Ishika Kaul. Dallas N. Keo. Marie Rose Kester. Corvin J. Kavlahan. Hira Sohail Khan. Nazaina Faisal Khan. Manasvi Khanna. Iman Kathri. Hesper Kong Trung. Elizabeth Keel. Rosemary Kiesling. Alexis Miran Kim. Gabriella Kim. Hiso Kim. Jamie Kim. Jesse Kim. Gina Kim. Junhee Kim. Kathleen Kim. Sarah Haejun Kim. Soo Kyung Kim. Tae-hee Clara Kim. Tiesa Kim. Yena Kim. Kimberly Kimura. Felix Klitsky. Eva Nags. Yuvin Ko. Lisako Koga. Anastasia Kondrashin. Francesca Kovacevic. Emma Evelyn Kramer. Mia Krikshan. Gayatri Krishna. Josephine Nicole Kukta. Ayla Devrim Jahau Kurdak. Christina Ann Curry. Jessie Delai Lage. Francesca Canal Lamero. Chaucer Langbert. Juliette Marie Lang. Catherine Larson. Sophia Bell Laguff Pollock. Amelia Lee. Bridget Lee. Caroline Lee. Joanna Juwan Lee. Joni Inju Lee. Lauren Lee. Michelle Jayon Lee. Sophia Lee. Lee Yujin. Yanqing Lei. Julie Lilai. Gabriella Utatip Leovan. Sasha Lace.
Joy Lee. Mayyen Lee. Natalie Lee. Siyu Lee. Issa Lee. Cricket Osborne Lieberman. Kelsey Lynn. Laurelyn Lynn. Kendall Lincoln. Macy Starr Lipkin. Mariah Rose Litt. Macy J. Littell. Jessica Liu. Kiara Liu. Yanling Eden Liu. Yuki Liu. Angel Liu. Vesper Hui Long. Abigail Providence Lucier. Allie Lucky. Brooke Jenna Loomer. Campbell Lund. Anika Liu. Maddie Lyons. Rita Johnfei Liu. Julie Zhao Ma. Caroline McVicker. Kate McVicker. Roshni Madhu Sudan. Adele Tingsum Ma. Claire Ruth Malini. Valentina Monguino Daya. Anissa Mansour. Anastasia Marcoux. Jasmine Martinez. Mary Martinez Nunez. Francesca Rose Masloff. Audrey Marguerite McCarthy. Shay McCarthy. Molly Rose McCall. Dagny McCullum Smith. Mary Catherine McMahon. Alice May. Angela Vanessa McBecke. Allison Morgan Michelanis. Roxy Miles. Zoe Fairchild Miller. Zoe Mitchell. Audrey Jamie Mock. Ava Mock. Clarissa Helen Moore. Marley Moore. Claire Tellup Moreland. Janie Morency. Delaney Renee Morgan. Madeline Honor Morocco. Carson Morrissey. Anne Motovilov. Mulan. Karen Mueller. Celia Yang Huang Munt. Ria Mordeshwar. Jillian Murphy. Eleanor Murphy Weiss. Navitita Numbrath. Hiba Nazair. Jaqueline No. Kaylee Nicole Nielsen. Dominique Nino. Michelle Momoko Nishimoto. Aisling Margaret Novick. Mai Oguchi. Brogan Flannery O'Hearn. Erin Nicole Olson. Heidi Samantha Orozco Estrada. Nagina Ortakova Yalaza. Tatiana Viktorovna Ortiz. Talia Maeve O'Shea. Camille Joy Osuma. Ameya Oswald. Iman El-Hasnawi Utola. Alice Pan. Natalie Shuyu Pong. Hannah Pangborn. Elizabeth Park. So-Young Park. Malika Parkomchuk. Bethany Grace Pasco. Luca Pearson. Isabella Pellegrin. Victoria Percoco. Rachel Carrera. Tassie Scout Petra. Annika Pfister. Rachel Troy Pippinger. Belle Beecher Pitkin. Eliza Grace Poffenberger. Lorelei Pop. Cassie Potter. Sophia May Huertas. Betty G.I.E. Chin. Judy Chin. Elia Ija Chu. Victoria Quinn. Sarah Quinnen. Ahalya Iravati Ramgopal. Aiza Azim Rao. Anisha Rao. Amish Rashid. Nafisa Iatunde Rashid. Olivia Grace Westermeyer Roblando. Renee Remsberg. Noor Adriana Reyes. Luciana Ribeiro de Silva. Candy Marie Richards. Sally Bell Richardson. Smarika Rajal. Victoria Grace Rita Fonstein. Olivia Rivera. Emma Rose Roberts. Elise Rockhart. Jacqueline James Roderick. Gabriela Chiara Rodriguez Nicolosi. Andrea Romero. Isabella Grace Romo. Amy Caroline Rose. Eleanor Rothra. Isaac Rusak. Ryan Rowe. Melina Shea Rowan. Bryn Ruark. Sophia Rubio. Yenny Anna E. Rubio. Eunice Ruiz. Emma Catherine Rutkowski. Hannah Lee Rue.
Andrea Sabu. Huda Said. Heidi Michelle Salgado. Erica Sampson. Samantha Sanchez Renteria. Paige A. Sangston. Reva Sunkhe. Isabella Florence Santos. Sejal Saxena. Sinclair Olivia Schutz. Madeline Marie Schweedy. Sophie Sebastiani. Sabyata Sedhain. Radhika Se Shri. Mariama Virginia Sadie. Marissa Nicole Scambody. Jennifer Shan. Carla Shannabrook. Wopafadzo Chudva. Catherine Elizabeth Shaw. Zoe Shaw. Phoebe Shea Perez. Ayato Shigihara. Suyuto Shigihara. Kazu Shimada. Mona Shukrani. Fujita Shukla. Rachel Mia Sherberg. Allison Sickles. Natalie May C. Gunjan Singh. Jillian Shawbloom. Anna Miriam Smith. Tyler Bell Smith. Jules Gabellini Spector. Katrin Spottiswood. Sydney Renee Stearns. Santiago Julian Stevens. Isabella Stewart. Victoria Elizabeth Stigman. Heidi Rebecca Stifter. Jessica Ann Stoker. Amelia Kate Stone. Annabelle Lynn Strong. Lindsay Cecilia Strong. Elizabeth Spalding Sugg. Yusra Hatem Suleiman. Elaine A. Sun. Shruti Sundar. Avalon Lene Virginia Swanson. Haley Marie Sweeney. Rimbo Tanarwo. Yujuma Mohammed Taha. Audrey Talon. Clarice Tan. Rangshi Alex Tang. Sachi Siha Tower. Patricia Tao. Camille Nadine Taylor. Zoe Isabella Fernandez Taylor. Blythe Terry. Agnes Judith Tessner Risser. Julia Tyfault. Mignon Claire Tien. Simone Danielle Tony. Isabel Jifa Ewo Tokani. Jamie Tracewell. Catherine C. Tracy. Celeste Don Tan Tran. Ariel Traver. Alexandra Catherine C. Valerie Sang. Richa Sambaji Tupe. Catherine Grace Turner. Kaveri Isha Uberoy. Elizabeth J. Denise Elizabeth Uzun. Lucia Ann Van Henken. Carolyn Vasquez Liriano. Genesis Vasquez. Shantha Tara Venugopal. Kiara Wasanu. Sanyai Amaya Walker. Emma Wallenbrock. Lily Wansowich. Allison Lauren Wang. Catherine Wang. Sherry Wang. Cheryl Wong. Irene Wong. Jenny Wong. Harry Jailin Wang. Caitlin Wong. Lucy Wang. Mengshi Wong. Michelle Wong. Cien Carrie Wong. Riley E. Watkins. Sally Wang. Emily M. Westover. Alexandra Alma Wheeler. Amy Kate Williams. Brianna Wilson. Thayer Elundi Vanani Wilson. Catherine Winkler. Jessica Wong. Tiffany Wong. Rachel L. Wu. Yujung Wu. Fanwen Xia. Zuri Zhang. Chen Su. Olivia Xu. Zainab Yalchun. Kana Yamada. Sho Kun Kathy Yang. Jiton Yang. Suchin Yang. Maha Zahid Yakub. Sihuan Candice Ye. Madeline Ye. Sydney Jawa Yi. Christina Yin. Amelia Yu. Yu Shufei. Shayla Zamora. Sophia Zalewski Zaragoza. Vivian Zhang. Jishui Zhang. Jihui Zhang. Melanie Zhang. Vivian Zhang. Jing Miao. Alina Zhang. Shuray Zhang. Hazel Zhu. Hope Zhu. Vorsi Zhu. Xiaomeng Zhu. Karina Zimmerman. Yuan.
Congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2023. Will you all please stand? It is our tradition to close commencement with the singing of America the Beautiful, written by Catherine Lee Bates. Professor Bates was a member of the Wellesley class of 1880 and a distinguished faculty member in the English department from 1885 to 1895. The song has been a feature of Wellesley's commencement since 1942. Ellie Murphy-Weiss from the class of 2023 will lead us as we will all join in singing America the Beautiful. We will sing verse 3, followed by verse 1.
Who more
Thank you, Ellie. That was beautiful. Please be seated. I invite Dean Marquez back to the podium to deliver the benediction.
Dear class of 2023, may you move into this next season of your journey, releasing fear and embracing hope. May the lessons of your ancestors, loved ones, and this community be a guide when you are unsure of what to do next. May you work towards a more just and peaceful world. May you live deeply rooted in kindness and gratitude. Go in peace with our blessings and our love. Amen.